Hey everybody, welcome back to another review from Rob's Toy Attic. Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Ultimate Riders Punisher. Alright, here's the Punisher out of the packaging, looking mean as hell. I like the Punisher, I mentioned that earlier. As a kid, I used to watch the Dolph Lundgren movie all the time. Was very excited when they started filming the Thomas Jane Punisher in my hometown of Tampa. And yeah, I just have a lot of Punisher figures from from the Marvel Legends years. A lot from when before that. He's just a character that I thought was always like visually interesting because he's a very simple, versatile design, and that's shown right here in this figure. As the classic look that the character has, traditionally like white boots, white gloves, a clean black jumpsuit with a very bright white bold skull. This is a very stripped down version of that look, which I think came across pretty well here. The body is, body's what we've seen before. We've seen it with Luke Cage, with Hydro Man, from the chest to, from the torso down to the legs, down to the boots. It's all reuse. The arms, from the shoulders down to the hands, is all new. You get the sculpted sleeves right here. You get this pinless elbows. You get the new sculpted gloves, and of course, the heads, which we'll get to. Paint wise, very minimal. What you see on the head here, that's all great. A lot of like cuts, bandages, the busted nose, teeth came out real nice. A bloodshot eye over here. The pink around the eyes is a little heavy when you look up close on it, but if you get a ways away, I think it all works out pretty well. The skull logo on his chest, or just his body in general, it's a worn look, and it comes out that way. Then the only real paint we see, because the whole thing is in black beyond that, the only real paint we see is just the paint on the gloves, and then the paint on the sleeve here, and the corresponding paint on these parts to cover the black. Actually, I lied. The paint isn't in the black. Of course not. The paint is in the flesh. So where these parts are sculpted in black and then painted with flesh, you can see it just doesn't match up. It's a much darker tone than we see on the biceps and the forearms, and even the head and the neck. So as far as accessories go, he comes with these two guns. There's two machine guns. I won't even try to guess the names. I think this is a Tech 9. I won't even try to guess the names. He immediately guesses the names. And I don't know what this would be. It's an Uzi, right? I don't know. But they look good. And it's nice to see more realistic looking guns, with these characters. A lot of times we get space weapons and such, and even with the previous Punisher that we got before, we got like a weird like shotgun and some crazy like white Tommy gun thing, and so it's just nice to see just traditional weapons in traditional weapon colors. And with this one right here, you can see you can see that there's a slot at the end of the barrel, and if you have the Deadly Origins Black Widow, or I think even the War Machine, you can take the little like muzzle flash that came with. I got scratched by a cat. That's gross. You can take the muzzle flash and just plug it into the tip of the barrel. Let's see if I can do this. Deep breaths. Okay. And then that looks real cool. So you can get him blasting off. So it comes with a sawed-off shotgun, which is pretty good. Double barrel. Once again, it has these holes at the top, which will fit the muzzle effect. A little bit of brown paint for the stock and for the stock, and the barrel. I don't know anything about guns. This was the pointy end, and this is the safe end, right? Pointy point. So, and this, of course, fits into his hand as well. Very nice. Fits right in there and just looks cool. Just looks cool as hell. It also comes with this baseball bat and machete. The baseball bat is pretty plain. Not a whole lot going to it. It doesn't even have like a real wood grain. It's just a real smooth plastic. The coloring's good for a bat. The size is a little small, I think, but it works and it's cool and it's a nice shape for a bat. And the machete here, once again, same thing, nice shape for a machete. I think it's a good size. The silver is very, very vibrant. I feel like it could be a bit more like worn, but and like maybe a little dirtier down here, but it's so cool. And I think these are, you know, two of my favorite accessories, you know, with this pack here, just because there's something that we haven't really, you know, seen before. And these slide into his hands very nicely. And yeah, I think it's just, they're cool to have, you know, and I would like to see more stuff like this in Legends. Just, you know, little off the wall accessories that, you know, can be used. Because I mean, these could be used for, I mean, anyone, and they would just look cool, you know. Hell, this baseball bat is just a prop that a civilian could be using, you know, wearing a baseball bat, right? But you know, just carrying in the background of a photo or something like that, you know. And so I think it's cool, and so I really like the addition of these pieces. And now, this angry, beat up head is probably gonna be the one that I stick with. But if you don't like it, if you want a nice, pristine, you know, pre-battle, not post, got my ass kicked, then you can pop that boy off. And then you can replace it with this head right here, which looks real nice. But no, I'm just kidding. You get this very stern, pre-fighting, pre-battle Frank head. And I think that looks real nice. You know, just a real angry look for the fella. And I love this profile. And just look, this look for Frank is just very interesting to me, and I know it's based on specific art from a direct run, and like I said, I haven't read it, you know. It's on my list. I'll probably get to it, but yeah, it's a good look for him. And to go along with this, we want to keep that face nice and pretty. He's got a helmet. That fits over his head very nicely. Comes down over the nose just a bit. Eyes peek through. You get this nice metallic sheen throughout with this hammered look across the whole entirety of the helmet. This strip of spikes going down the top, down to the back is cool. And you get this little lip that runs across the edge of the bottom. These horns, very nice. They have this very glossy finish to them, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, it's just a good look. And of course, to go with that good looking helmet, you're gonna need a good looking ride. So with this being a rider series, that means you get a motorcycle. And this isn't anything that we haven't seen before. We've seen this bike with Ghost Rider, we've seen it with Logan, we've seen it with Captain America, maybe others. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. And seeing it here in this flat black and just all black look in general, I like it. You know, it's a much more versatile look than I think the other bikes that we have gotten. I think, well, maybe the Logan bike is probably very versatile, but I don't have that one. I missed out on it. Still looking for it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got some little custom Punisher dealies here, like this speedometer with a skull on it, and then his vanity plate, which is a Punish 616. So that's pretty cool, you know. And of course, the 616 is the main Marvel continuity in the comic books. You know, if you're watching a man talk about toys, chances are you know that. And if you didn't, you just learned something. All right, and here is the Punisher on the bike, looking real cool. Looking real cool. He fits on there very nicely. I think he sits pretty naturally on the bike. Feet meet the pegs, and the hands meet the handlebars. So that is pretty good. As for articulation, the head is on a disc with a peg at the top, so you get good up, solid down. Shoulders come out about this far, and you get upper bicep swivel. The elbows have these, I don't know, to me it's got this real strange cut on the inside, like real smooth. But that does, and you can see it even better on this side right here. We're just, is there, which does give you plenty of room to get the elbow up. But I feel like it leaves it looking strange on this side. But, it's a good bend nonetheless. Hand swivel, up and down for the left, up and down on the left, and side to side on the right. Would have liked to have seen side to sides on both sides for, the guns and such, but c'est la vie. Ab crunch goes as far down, goes that far back. The paint travels through, which is cool because you can go with the big old logo, or you can have a little tiny logo there. Waist twist, legs come out this far. Got an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. And you get the boots that go forward, they go back, and then you get a little bit of rocker. For height, he stands at about 6.5, 6 3/4 inches tall. For some comparisons, here he is next to the Toy Biz Series 4 Punisher from Marvel Legends. That was probably 2004. And then we have the Epic Heroes Wave from Hasbro Punisher, which is, I think, probably 2012. Now here he is with the Walgreens exclusive Punisher on his right, and then the retro-carded Punisher on his left. And now for fun, here he is with the face-off Jigsaw from the Toy Biz era, and then a little Kit Bash custom deal I did with my with a second Walgreens exclusive Punisher and some other bits. So that's fun. Really would like to see a revisit to this character soon. He's great, and he's an interesting, integral part of the Punisher's mythos, and really the Punisher in general. I like to see more characters in his world, but I imagine he's a difficult one to market to the toy aisle. You put this out there for the kids, right? Overall, I really like this figure. It's a Punisher figure, which you can see I have quite a few of, and so I got a spot for this character, and so I enjoy the figures that follow. But realistically, though, he comes with a great amount of accessories. The articulation's spot on. The paint on this busted up face is just great. My only gripes would be that the paint on the shoulders and the hands could match better with the rest of the flesh tones, and that maybe we could have had proper gun hands, articulation for the gun holding hands. But those are real minor things, and once you get them posed up, you're not going to notice that kind of thing. The motorcycle, the helmet, these things, they're great, and they're wonderful. Okay, wow. All in all, I really like this figure. The Punisher is a character that I really liked, as I mentioned, and you can see by the amount of figures that I have to show off with this one. So I think that has a lot to do with how much I like this figure, but then it does come with a lot to make it easy to like. With the amount of accessories, you got 3 guns, 2 bludgeoning, or 1 bludgeoning, and 1 slicey weapon. You got 2 alternate heads, that amazing helmet, and the motorcycle. My only real gripe would be that the paint could match better with the hands and the shoulders to the rest of the flesh, and that we could have had proper gun holding articulation for both hands. But those are real minor things, you know. That being said, it's pretty awesome. But if you're liking what you're seeing here, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do all those things. Tell a friend. Tell your journal. Write about it in your diary. Do whatever you need to do. But I'm going to try to post more often. Try to get a schedule going. We'll see how that goes. But until next time, take it easy.